made the journey to Ballarat. I'd also like to thank the Carnival's major partners, V-Line, representatives of the City of Ballarat, and thank you to our hosts at Mars Stadium. Firstly, I'd like to call both captains forward and our V-Line representative to come forward to toss the coin. Before we start, I'll now ask the umpires to split in half and go down each line and shake the players' hands. Thank you very much and good luck.
Apologies there. He's inside forward 50 here. Trying to get the defensive rebound. Slick work on ground level there from Sam McIntosh from the Northern East Border Bushrangers. In the white Guernseys going to the left of your dial. Purple Guernseys for the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers to the right. Division 2 matchup for the V-Line Cup. Just had the girls game done and dusted, but the NB Bushrangers winning in a dominant display. Just as Darby Hoare got to see him in action yesterday. It was fantastic. Now running onto the football will be inside forward 50. An opportunity for the first of the game going the way of the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers. Lennox Mellington with a nice little dribbler from the goal square. Plays his footy with the Shepparton Swans, 184 centimetres. Of course, this is the first game of the V-Line Cup for the NEB, the Northern East Border Bushrangers. Goulburn did feature yesterday in the Division 2 matchup, going down to by 25 points to Bendigo. It was a good game that just got blown out a little bit towards the end of the game, but it was a fantastic display. His first opportunity to move it forward, coming off the boot of Ross. Bouncing ball, good atmosphere building here at Mars Stadium. A few people starting to tune in, as you can hear in the effects mic, making some noise here in the stadium. Bit of push and shove. Of course, well, boys who probably know each other quite well playing at local level, and some of them would have played together as well already. You would, for the Futures Under-16 program at the Murray Bushrangers, Darby Hall just lost his footing, put his head over it. They did Hudson Doolan. Hot start to this game. Hot start for the crowd in attendance. The boys are making plenty of noise pre-game. You could hear, I won't share some of the words that we heard from the inner huddle of the NEB Bushrangers, but let's just say they are very excited, very eager to kick off their V-Line Cup campaign with a big victory. So it'll be hurled back in just outside the paint of 50 here for the northern east border. I mean, if anyone in the crowd actually thought that's holding the ball, they've clearly never seen a game before. He got the ball and was tackled straight away. And that is just the passion of the family and the fans in attendance this afternoon. Ross with another disposal, got them going to get the initial centre clearance. They've got it inside forward 50, or nearly a 50-metre penalty, bit lenient there. Josh Hunter trying to set it up. McGee, how good was he yesterday? He did come off the ground with an injury, so it's great to see him back out there. Played a pivotal role in that fullback position. Was often undersized against some of the tall timber for the Bendigo Pioneers, but did a fantastic job throughout. So I'll get a stoppage. But out the back, just slips out nicely here for Frost. Did kick a goal yesterday. Beautiful kick, nice mark from Hewitt. Nice passage building. Mellington, next target down the line, got the first goal of the game. Kick just not quite as good though. So a bit of reprieve off half back. It looked like I'm going to move it down the ground with ease. There we go. Being very busy early. I believe it was Mellington. Centering ball, dangerous one. Well picked off. It was Ross again, who's had a hand in just about everything for the NEB Bushrangers. Little blind snap, didn't know what was ahead of the ball, and what was ahead was Toby Keady, who takes a relatively easy interception in the end. Tried to pull the kick in to free up. I believe he had 3 goals yesterday, if my memory serves me correctly. Sliding down onto the turf, taking a good grab. Josh Hunter and a Kurrawa. Into the pocket he goes. If he can stay in, certainly can. Nice little spin out there from the Wiseman. 2-on-1 in favour of Goulburn. We're able to funnel it out for a boundary throw-in. It was Harvey Gosling trying to keep it in. So 1 straight 6 on Goulburn, yet to score Northern East Border, but they've had a couple of repeat entries. I believe we're going to redo the boundary throwing. Here we go, snap around the corner. And be an almighty goal, just touched on the line, but not all the way through, because Luke Dillon bangs through the first. 1 straight 6 apiece. Oh, must have been touched. Apologies. Was already over the line. I've gone a bit early on the call there. Apologies. So it was behind. Able to lock it in there forward half of the ground though. Well, just as I say that, they're trying to get a bit of counter-attack going in the direction of 4. Couldn't quite. Bit of a don't argue. The fend off. The chase down. Holding the ball. Goulburn boys up and about. get their first win of the Beeline Cup campaign. Can Hoare keep it in? He can. He's got some whiz about him, this kid. Darby Hoare goes for the fly at the back nearly. Boys are absolutely loving this in attendance. High tackle. Another opportunity for a shot on goal. I'll be right behind this kick. Jaden Damash. That's 14 later this year, so still only 13. 39 goals he's kicked from his 18 games. The Alexandra Rebels. At under 14 and at under 16 level. Kick's going to come a little bit short, but I've already seen a couple. Nearly an opportunity for Smith. One of the small forwards is very lively. Couldn't get purchase on the kick. Could Mellington. Fantastic forward pressure, just locking it in a very dangerous spot. About 15 out from Goulburn's goal, looking for their second. They're 1 straight 6, 1 behind for the northern east border. Hammer fist from Gibb, trying to get it any type of meterage. That is a good grab. Fantastic contested work there. Kick putting his team under pressure though. Getting the handball out. Two number 38s involved there for the NAB Bushrangers. It was Dean Fraser. There he is yet again. The speeds are just whizzing through. That'll be a tough one to read for the ground ball get for Thwaites. Couldn't quite. Just teetering with the boundary line. It eventually does spill over. So slightly forward to centre wing in favour of the northern east border, going to the left of your dial here at Mars Stadium towards the grandstands. And you get a little bit of space. He's got the handball out, but only in the direction there of Boyd. Apologies, Gibson. At the fall of the ball. It's just bounced over the top of nearly everyone. McGee will slap it back out of the defensive 50. It'll come straight back in. Through Atwood. They're yelling for absolutely everything here, building in a good atmosphere at Mars Stadium. Can they get on the end of their first goal? McGee just couldn't quite finish off the job with a bump. Little snap around the corner. It's a high pressure start to this under 15 Division 2 matchup. Free kick, throw, opportunity. Incoming here. There's a few tired boys out there already. This ball has been pinging around to start this contest. Josh Hunter can line up. 35-ish metre kick. Very tight angle. Josh Hunter turns 15 tomorrow. It'd be a nice little birthday present for him to get the first goal here for the northern east border Bushrangers. Goal umpire does not budge. Great finish. I'll take the lead. 1-1-7, 1 straight 6. Good start to this Division 2 V-Line Cup matchup. Austin Kruger here live on Sportscasters Australia's YouTube and through AFL Victoria, of course. Henry Gibb in the ruck for Northern East Border. 194 centimetres. 15 years of age. Ridiculous. I know that always some bigger lads out in the country. So able to just scoop out that handball. West was involved. He's going to be one of the best, you would think. Number 34 for the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers. Bouncing ball just over the top of the head. Paddle it forward. It was a smart one too. It was in the advantage of Parker. Target down the line, Hodge. Well done. Puts the burners on. Gets tackled. Took on too much. Excellent defensive stop. here from Goulburn, who are just trying to wrestle back a bit of momentum. Not the greatest kick corridor. Got to execute them if you're going to go in for that option, because it can be dangerous. Put yourself in a very vulnerable position on the turnover, but McGee, as he's done so throughout this entirety of the V-Line Cup, good courage shown from Doolan. Didn't know what was coming, just stood under the ball for a long time, pops it back over the top to Parker. He'll set it up to the goal square. Numbers with Goulburn Murray. It's just gone over the line. McGee with the kick out of defence. Couldn't quite get the mark. It was a bit of a bump ball. It was a dicky little handball as well. Hall trying to clean it up. Kick smothered there from McKeady. And then just banged out of the traffic. 1-on-1 down the line. One out from the northern east border. It was a good effort there from Trent McKenna out of North Albury. Speaking of good efforts, this young man's had a good start. Kobe Thwaites plays his footy with the Benalla. Repeat entries. Feels like another goal is incoming. And there we go. They'll have an opportunity for another set shot. It's going to be Wiseman to line up. So Rafferty Wiseman. Out of St. Patrick's. And in the best 11 times from 15 games. Kicked 8 goals at under 16 level. So we know he can hit the scoreboard. Well, he hits the scoreboard, but just not in the way that he would have wanted. Minor score and jumping over the fence there. Evan Keir retrieving the football. Not wasting any time. Flat 20-minute quarters, of course, of the V-Line Cup. Caleb Russell. He's 15 next year. How's that for a mark? Darcy Lockhart falling to ground. A lot of players in and around it. Degree of difficulty to execute that mark cannot be understated. I believe that was Lloyd Akers. It certainly was that took the interception, but speaking of interception, and kicked it right back to Ross. He's been racking them up here in this first quarter. Can he set up a goal? Well done, just brought the ball to ground, just outside the goal square. A little bit of a fumble, well done though in defence. He's trying to rush it over the line, couldn't quite. Still not out of trouble yet at Goulburn Murray. They finally got over the line. It was Evan Keir with the desperation defence. Looked like another certain goal incoming. 139 now are the Northern East Border Bushrangers. Goulburn, 1 straight 6. So they've been peppering. Nice kick out of the defensive goal square from McGee, and then just bursting through the... is Sol Frost. Couldn't quite kick it to the advantage of the next target, no O'Connell. Can they win the football back? No, they can't. It's going to be Northern East Border yet again. Twit was just being pressured from behind. Numbers behind the ball. Was able to keep that one in. Oscar Edwards. Into the Wangaratta Kangaroos. Going back with a flight. Fantastic courage. West will be the target next. Just spilling out of the chest there from Kia. Apologies from Parker. Numbers around the footy yet again here for Northern East Border. Goulburn under siege at the moment. Done well to just concede the one ground. It was nearly taken in the 360, but he shrugged past it. Did the young man there in Gibson. Centering ball in the middle of Mars Stadium. Just coming off his opponent. Beautiful work. Got it through hand as well. A nice chain building here from the Northern East Border. Just missing that next handball though, Ross. Didn't matter. 40 metres out on the run. He's had a dominant start to the game. Can it stay in? It certainly can. Can the big fella show some nimble work? You betcha. Check side smothered from McGee. Beautiful. And then just came crunching in. This is good footy. Thrown up just outside the goal square. Looks like McGee's going to do the ruck work. So it's been locked down here for some time. Three consecutive behinds have kicked. Potentially take it a little bit high there was Bruton. Darby Hall, prominent early. Haven't seen too much of him in the last few minutes, mainly because they're just struggling to get their hands on the ball. Couldn't find Kircham with the kick. As I mentioned before, it's the first game for the NEB Bushrangers. Goulburn were in action at Marty Bush Reserve yesterday, losing to the Bendigo Pioneers. Trying to make amends, get their first win. Well, both teams trying and searching for their first victory. It's been a fantastic start to this game. Good skills, ferocious footy, good atmosphere here at Mars Stadium. Well done under pressure from Marino. Caleb Russell now going back with the flight, putting his body on the line. Not rewarded the mark or the free kick was Bruton, but they get the hold on the ball. So it just feels as though the Goulburn are starting to wrestle back a bit of momentum. They're starting to get their hands on the footy and a little bit of territory going their way. It's just this high who's taken completely without it as Darby Hall. He's going to be receiving free kicks for years to come. He's that kind of player. He always puts himself in dangerous positions. That is one of the better kicks inside forward 50 you will see. Sensational. Charlie Pekin, the beneficiary of what was a beautiful kick from Darby Hall after the free kick. Some of the forwards are going to provide an option. Charlie Pekin says, don't worry about it, lads. I'll go back and do it myself. Out of the Shepparton Swans. Tough angle. Doesn't quite have the journey. It looked like he had the accuracy, though. So, first blemish for Goulburn, 1-1-7. They did get the first goal of the game, but haven't had a lot of the football in their forward 50 since. Oh, just spilling the mark. Great tackle, though, textbook stuff from Nate Atwood. He's had a good start to this game. Trying to get a bit of space to get the handball away, and he did so nicely, but the siren will sound. It was Kobe Freer that found Kirchin right on the quarter-time siren. 1-4-10 are the NEB Bushrangers. They lead the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers 1-1-7. Austin Kruger here for the 2025 Beeline Cup. We'll see you after the break. Things are well and truly heating up here at Mars Stadium. Cracking contest on the cards here for the 2025 Beeline Cup, live from Mars Stadium here in Ballarat. Joined alongside myself, Austin Kruger, live on the Sportscast Australia YouTube channel. Of course, make sure to visit the AFL Victoria Instagram and Facebook to follow all of the links into Play HQ and to get all the links to watch the live stream throughout this 2025 edition of the Beeline Cup. The second straight year that Ballarat has hosted this wonderful event. The 76th edition of the competition, first started back in 1949. We've seen some of the best players across the history of the game come through this tournament. And we're seeing the future stars on display. The Northern East border will be going to the right of your dial towards the construction end here at Mars Stadium. They're in the white Guernseys. Sheridan Hand here for Josh Hunter. Goes back in boards. Darby Hoare got a hand on it. Surely not going to be called the mark. Surely will be. Henry Gibb. Mentioned before, 194 centimetres for the big Gibbster. He's just going to pump it long inside forward 50, long and high. A few sets of hands. Getting onto the Sharon, potentially a little bit high, just for a minuscule second there. Ball over the top, trying to put it into space, and does so for Ross. Tell you what, he was lighting it up there in the first term. McGee doing the defending, coming in with the tackle. Thought for a second it might have been a little bit too high, but it was well done from Liam Moreno out of Murupana. So toss back up immediately. Just tapped it down to the opposing team there, did Luke Dillon. Oh, he's doing some nimble work on ground level as well. Here's Henry Gibb. He's doing it all. Slight little fumble. Yeah, never quite had possession of the football. Well called. He wants that footy back. And he's trying to coax him into the 50-metre penalty as well. It's some smart footy, McGee. Spinning around. More than happy to see that one over the boundary line. Under pressure to start the second at Goulburn. Goulburn did get the first goal of the game. NEB responded with the next, and then a few behinds to finish the quarter. It could be a little bit further in front. He just got the handball away there, did Frost. It's going to work out for them. Here's Darby Hoare. The excitement machine doesn't have a hell of a lot to kick to forward of the ball, so he's just got to put it into the grass, hoping that the speedsters can run onto it. Levi Pirtle was the target, well defended from the northeast border, but it's just gone off the side of the boot. Out of bounds on the full. It was good work initially in defence from Isaac Hughes to get to the footy first, but under pressure the kick is Hoare. Another disposal, another inside forward 50. He got the one moments ago. And a contested grab has been taken. Max Hewitt. Still the ripe age of 14. Maxwell Hewitt for the first of the second quarter. To kick the opening goal of each of the quarters. Didn't look great off the boot. It was a bit of a wonky old wobbler. So territory was won from the Northern East border for the opening stages of the quarter. And with their first couple of entries, they're able to get a shot, take them without the football. There was Fraser. Big crunching bump, well done from all involved. It was Frost. He's not one of the bigger players out there. It's just always throwing his body around. Speaking of, there's players just getting slinged everywhere. Which way is it going to go? The way the boys in purple, Jet Smith. Lively player is Jet Smith. Here's Nate Mellington. Kicked a couple yesterday. Did Mellington. Had a lot of time to think about that mark, did Maxie Hewitt. Takes it eventually. Well done to hold on to that. Levi Pirtle in the purple here for the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers. Well done in defence. Hardy Twit. And the Wodonga Bulldogs. Big pack of players. A lot of them purple Guernseys. Henry Gibb, he's having a say here in this second quarter. I was about to say a fantastic swell, but he just got him a little bit too high. It was nearly good work from Gibson. Instead, free kick coming here to Harvey Gosling. Open space arises. Another holding the ball decision going the way. So it's their tackling pressure. They've got a player streaming into goals. And that's where it goes. One hand, cool, calm, and collected. I thought he was going to be no chance to get to that mark. He was initially just bursting inside forward 50 when the free kick was awarded. He was going more towards the pocket. He's cut back in at the last second as Zach Horton. And as I said, just very cool and calm, just with the one hand. Basically straight in front and straight over the goal umpire's hat. All clear. Thoroughly deserved second major for the Northern East Border Bushrangers coming here in this second term. Zach Horton plays for Mansfield. A lot of good players coming out of that club over a long period of time. Lennox Mallington, the sole goal scorer for the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers in the purple. A little bit confusing. I know there's two Bushrangers out there playing at the moment. It's a commentator's worst nightmare, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, space to run onto the football and does so nicely. Doing well in defence. Be Zaid Gibson. A little bit of holding from both involved, so 50-50 play on. Tried to scoop it out there, did Ross. He'll be coming back to that man, I believe. Yes, it will. So Ross, he's been to the best 9 times from 15 games representing the Wangaratta Magpies. I reckon he'll be in the best today if he continues to play like he has so far. Hudson Doolan now with Sharon in hand. Well done in defence. Need some numbers on the front for next year if anyone's watching. Good work there yet again from Maxie Hewitt. He's clunked a few here in this second quarter. He missed the shot on goal, but he's providing a good option. And apologies, put the Moz on him. Parker Whitehead. Turn around. Back in towards centre wing. Broadcast side here at Mars Stadium. They're going to try to switch this one over. Darcy Scan with that kick. Finding the target in Lockhart. So he's made a meal of that. Bruton. And here we go. A bit of David and Goliath happening on the outer side. Big versus small. It's one out from Big. Good sportsmanship though. Caught him a bit high and he made sure he was all good instead of continuing the play. That's fantastic. Fisher with the kick down the line. This man, Levi Brown, watch out for him. Number 34 for the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers. Can put him in any position. He'll have an impact. Can kick goals. Can take marks. And he's got X factor. There's just maybe a few too many chains of handballs there, allowing the inside forward 50 a deep entry too. They got the ball. He just ran into his own teammate though. Worked out though from the NAB Bushrangers through Isaac Hughes. Kick down the line will be picked off. So 16 plays 8. Is that one just holding up in the wind there? It was a tough one to read. But in the end, Parker Whitehead, who's popped up a few times the past few minutes or so. And then just selling a bit of candy, playing on off the mark. I was trying to see how long's left in the quarter, but it seems as though the clock has paused at 19 minutes and 36 for some time. So, also one of the small scoreboards due to the construction happening here at Mars Stadium. Wonderful facilities, great to see the hammer fist from over the head there. On ground level was Mellington, is their sole goal scorer. And then that one's just been trickled out. The boys can take a deep breath, maybe get some rotations. It's been an intense contest. A lot of the Division 1 boys under us making some noise, and the fans in attendance. West was dispossessed. Very unlucky there were Northern East Border not to be rewarded the free kick, and then apologies, Levi Brown in towards Levi Purtle. Two Levi's linking up. So thrown up, 40 from home. Tap back into space directly to Goulburn. Was able to weave around the first and gone for the uncontested spoil and missed the lot. Can it stay in the attacking zone here for Goulburn? Murray trying to get their second goal of the game. Clock's back on. Just a tick under 9 minutes remaining till half-time. 2-4-16 are the Northern East Bushrangers. 1-2-8 are Goulburn Murray. Great game of footy happening here for this Division 2 V-Line Cup. Darby Hall. Centering ball inside forward 50. Beautiful kick. One of the co-captains, Lloyd Akers, under the Shepparton Swans. He's one of the best yesterday in their defeat to the Bendigo Pioneers. Also represented Goulburn Valley Grammar in the Division 2 Intermediate Herald Sun Shield only a couple of weeks back. So, been playing lots of footy. Be a captain's goal. It's going to come a little bit short. Dustin Fisher. The good grab. Hawes tried to claim the mark. He's a cheeky young man. Absorbing the contact beautifully. There was Ross. And he just shrugged off everything in his way. Got the kick forward. Well done under pressure. Stay composed its way. It's got the handball away. Into space. Running onto it. Horton left it behind. Cavalry arrives. Was able to scoop it back out. Couldn't quite garner the clean possession. Ball in dispute just outside the paint of 50. Interesting looking palm down. Both of the big boys just trying to rip it out of each other's hands. Horton again dispossessed. Lands back to Goulburn. Hot footy taken over the line finally. Then from Kobe Freer. They can throw themselves up of the pressure. At least for a few seconds until this ball gets thrown back into play from all of the wonderful umpires here today, doing an excellent job throughout the carnival. A couple of days or a big few days for them. There he is on ground level again. It was Ross finding Skian. Into the goal square he goes. Trying to keep it in, but McGee's defence is just too good. Caden McGee, the number 50 for the Goulburn Murray. He is stopped. A whole host of goals throughout the last couple of days. Thrown back up inside forward 50 now for Northern East Border. It's been low scoring, but it's been entertaining. So playing on a bit of dash off half back. The counter attack punch. Nearly just had the big fly in from the side. Couldn't quite. Good Akers had the shot attempt a couple of minutes ago as well. Hall just ran past it on ground level. Funneled that one out nicely. Ross involved in the passage of play yet again. Kick down the line, not as good. Will be intercepted from Liam Moreno. He's had some good moments throughout. Finding Frost. Can they find their second goal as we close in on half time? Two teams just passing it back to each other at the moment. Oscar Edwards on the outer side here at Mars. Bruton sending them forward. Feels like they deserve a goal for some of their efforts. The last 5 to 10 minutes have started to get the game back played on their terms. Frost, who's been heavily involved. Good kick finding Freer. Noted goal scorer. No one's in the goal square, but he's going to pass it off into the pockets. It was a beautiful kick, just couldn't quite hold on to the mark. Could Charlie Pekin. And a holding the ball decision going the way of the northern east border. Just spilling the mark though. I believe that was Thwaites. In front of the construction zone here at Mars Stadium. Just handballed that to himself there, did Edwards. Going to be a downfield free kick, I believe. It was dealt with after he kicked it. He's huffing and puffing as well. Well and truly deserved free kick here for the northern east border. Leading by 8 points, nearing the closing stage of this first half, and just missing to the right. So another opportunity haven't been able to capitalise on. They've been a little bit wasteful in front of goals. That was Wiseman. 2-5-17 plays 1-2-8. Division 2 matchup for this VLN Cup. 3 minutes 45 seconds left till the half-time siren. Smith bouncing off the chest of Frost. Through hand. Looking to rebound. Beautiful kick finding Darby Hall. There's another downfield free kick as well. Things are starting to heat up. They've got a player streaming in towards goal. It's one of the co-captains. Can he keep the ball in? It was just a little bit too hot. The kick from Hall. Good tackle, but he was already out of bounds. Toss back into play. Not a bad result, but another opportunity for them. They weren't able to quite kick to the advantage of the forwards. Dying stages of this first half. Goulburn would love to pinch one. Kick smothered. And there from Levi Brown. As Kelty Ross involved, but didn't have a lot to kick to forward of the ball. There's going to be another disposal here for Frost. Yet again, the kicks inside forward 50. That's what's been lacking for Goulburn Murray. Very dangerous kick considering how long is left in the quarter. Intercepted beautifully, and the kick even better. It was Gibson finding Akers. Had a shot attempt a few minutes ago. Nearly had one in the goal square, just going over the boundary line before he could get his hands on it. Can third time be the charm for Lloyd Akers? In the best 6 times from his 11 games, the Shepparton Swans at under 16 level in 2025. On the cusp of half-time to bring it back to a 3-point margin. Can he swing it back? He's hit the woodwork. Here's him go. Bushy's in the crowd. Supporting both sides. Northern East Bushrangers versus the Goulburn Murray Bushrangers. Looking to make that next step into the talent pathway programs. Akers nearly ground level just outside. Forward 50 here for Goulburn. Pressing at the late stage. Free kick awarded. So it'll be coming back inside. Zaid Gibson. Another one of those lads that plays his footy for the Shepparton Swans. So majority of these boys would have had some experience playing with each other, even though a lot of them wouldn't. Oh, he's done it again. Ross has just done everything in this game. Tackles, smothers, big marks, big bumps, bit of push and shove, some chit, some chat. Kelty Ross, number 36 for the Northern East Border Bushrangers, been stellar. The big wobbling barrel. He's done very well to mark that as Kobe Thwaites. There's just enough time left, you would think, to score. And really come in with a full head of steam. It was Lockhart. Fed it off to McIntosh. Big pack of players. Into the goal square. Little sock up. Goes through. It's Wiseman. And just like that, with About 10 seconds left in the half. Just as Goulburn was building, they were able to get their third major, Wiseman, with a nice little soccer into the goal square. 3-5-23 are the Northern East Border Bushrangers. Goulburn Murray, 139. A couple opportunities at the end of the half that they would have liked to have back, but nonetheless a fantastic game of football on the cards for you here for the V-Line Cup. Austin Kruger joined alongside you on commentary. We'll have a short break for half time, but don't go anywhere because this game's got a feeling like it's going to be an absolute classic. Second half about to get underway here live from Mars Stadium. The Northern East Bushrangers 3-5-23. Thanks to goals from Josh Hunter, Rafferty Wiseman and Zach Horton. With the lead over the Goulburn Bushrangers, 1-3-9. They only scored the 2 behinds in that second quarter. Their only goal scorer is Lennox Mellington, who did kick the opening goal of the game. Austin Kruger here live on Sportscast Australia's YouTube channel. Of course, visit AFL Victoria to follow all the links. Stay up to date with all of the action for the 2025 V-Line Cup. Ross winning the clearance yet again here for the Northeast Bushies. We'll be going to the left of your dial. Goulburn, how's that for a handball? I believe it was Demish centering one. Big ball to be won. Jet Smith got to it first. He goes to the lateral ball that works out. Now building nicely in the latter stage. He's going to go back to Smith. Interesting decision. Good attack in the footy though. Goulburn trying to work it out, but just a couple of little skill errors from both sides really. Oh, none from this man though. Kobe Freer just bursting his way through traffic. He's going to provide another option down the line. He's not going to go there through foot though. Thought Ross was going to be there at the fall of the ball. He wanted to lay the tackle instead, and counter-attack punch could be on here. Unfavourable bounce. Nice little spin from Evan Keir. Towards half forward, good grab. Going to try centre that one in. It was a bump ball, but it's not going to go all the way. Just sailed out of bounds on the full, coming off the boot of Kobe Freer, who's normally very reliable in front of goals. Maybe had a bit more time than he initially thought. So down the line, brought the ball to ground there. Did Kobe Freer, being heavily involved at the start. Full stretch. Taking a good grab. It's going to be Lennox Mellington, who I mentioned at the start of the half, as their sole goal scorer so far. This is exactly where Charlie McKinnon kicked the game winner for the GWV Rebels a few weeks back to win the preliminary final. Mellington for his second, and for the team second, misses the lot. Player finally away there in Dustin Fisher, who's been big today as the big dust man. He's had some good marks of defence. He had some defensive stops just getting that kick and putting the burners on. Handball over the top under pressure. They seem to thrive in pressure though, the Northern East Bushrangers. Darby Hall, speaking of pressure and thriving, he's one of those players. Bruton over the top, through hand, Freer, slight fumble. Northern East getting back on defence. Ross involved along with the likes of Whitehead. So we'll toss this one back up. Outside the penalty 50, it's a good start, a good promising start to this second half for Goulburn, who did concede a goal in the dying stages of that second quarter. Rafferty Wiseman. Slightly shallow, well read there from the boys in purple there. I believe it was Mellington doing the ruck work. Nate Mellington, that is. Of course, there's Lennox Mellington, and the Mellington lads have seen a few siblings throughout the contest. Here's Trent McKenna out of the North Albury Football Club, turning that kick over. Jet Smith being heavily involved in the opening minutes of this third term, the Premiership quarter, as they call it. Never quite had opportunity to get rid of that foot. He was tackled straight away. The pressure is being thorough throughout the Northern East Bushies. Ross handball just a little bit low to his teammates. Able to just hack that one out of the pack, bit of a spray and pray down the line, just bouncing off the chest of Keir. It was a tough one to read in air. Umpire will cross the arms, call for a stoppage. Evan Keir involved there, along with Kobe Thwaites. So we've seen a few times throughout the contest that Goulburn's been able to control territory and get a few inside forward 50s. And then the Northern East Bushies have gone down the other end and kicked a goal quite quickly to take away what they've been building. Will we see a similar story here in this third quarter, or can Goulburn get that goal to bring themselves back into it? Hoare never had it. But when you start flailing the arms out, you're probably less of a chance to actually get the free kick call. Lennox Mellington inside forward 50 with a stellar, apologies, it was Mitchell Hodge. The stellar kick inside forward 50. The two Bushrangers just tripping me up there. Nonetheless, it was a fantastic kick from Mitchell Hodge. They can line up straight in front, and as I said, just take away the momentum that Goulburn had been building here at Mars Stadium. Rafferty Wiseman, he's kicked the last two of the game. He's got two for himself, and they're starting to build a nice buffer. Got that soccer to close out the first half, and he opens up the account here in the second. Comes the only multiple goal scorer in the afternoon. Pretty good conditions today. Doesn't look like the best of days, but slightly overcast. There's been little to no rain. Doesn't feel as though there's a favourable breeze going to either end. Seen some rough days weather-wise out at Mars Stadium this year, so, and even yesterday over at Marty Bush Reserve, we had a little bit of everything as far as weather concerned. We had a double rainbow at one point, we had torrential rain, we nearly had some hail, had some sunshine, so fairly good conditions for the lads today, which is always what we want. Well done with the pressure there from Bruton. He will be awarded the free kick as well with the young man. Slightly rushed the kick though. Bruton's going to provide the next target. He'll be taken in the tackle though from Ross. True sinnowing out of side here at Mars Stadium. Levi Brown will be lurking around this contest. He's yet to have too much of an impact. Bursting through Demish. Takes a bounce. Oh, he's able to mop it up nicely there. Looked like he's going to make a meal of it eventually. Handball over the top. And Goulburn finally get the goal to get them back into this game. Right foot snap. Beautiful strike. Boy, did they need that. They deserved it too. They've been playing some good football for large portions of this game. It was Lennox Mellington for his second. He's pretty much been their main threat inside forward 50. They're 2-3-15. He's kicked 2 goals for himself. He's got it behind as well, so 3 of the 5 scoring shots have come from Lennox Mellington. It's also their first goal since the first 10 minutes of the opening quarter. Given a little bit of leniency there. He's just thwarted that one down the line. Didn't get much of a handball. There did Zach Horton. Running onto this football will be Dean Fraser. It was a nice collection. He shrugs past the tackle. He misses to the left. I believe that's Amar Yassine, the goal umpire there, one of the very best in the business. He's done some work with her over the years through AFL Vic in game development. So Gold Murray down the line, big swoop in from over the top from the big Dustin Fisher. And just dealt with after he'd gotten rid of the footy, but he picks him back up, so I guess we'll call it good sportsmanship. Smash him on the ground, but as long as you pick him back up, it's okay. As the boundary umpire brings the ball back into play here at Mars Stadium. It's been a congested affair at times, with space starting to open up a touch here in this third quarter. Running onto the football will be skiing. A little bit of a bouncing one inside. McGee ran past the footy, tried to go for the soccer. He'll collect it now. Almost just basketball bounced that one back to himself. Beautiful work there from Caleb McGee. Unfortunately, just went right to the opponent though. In Trent McKenna. High tackle. Advantage paid. And inside Northern East go. They've got the mark too. It was a bit of a wobbler in the air, but Josh Hunter read it well. Always tough when they're coming in hot like that. The Goulburn got the last goal. Hunter looking for his second, pretty much straight in front. It was close, but it missed to the right. 4-7-31 plays 2-3-15 in favour of the North East Bush Rangers. So they've butchered a couple opportunities to really stretch this lead out. Maxie Hewitt, you can hear the fan club beneath us. Been good today. It's claimed several marks. Levi Pirtle couldn't quite. Andrew throwing centre wing broadcast side. Here for the 2025 V-Line Cup. All the action at Mars today. It's the first time we're seeing the North East Bush Rangers. They had the bye yesterday. Having the bye today will be the GWV Rebels, the Falcons, the South East Stingrays, the Gippsland Power, and the Bendigo Pioneers. They'll be back in action tomorrow. We'll have 3 games providing the best action going around. The best country footballers in Victoria. Jet Smith got the mark over towards Derby Hall. He's just pulled up a bit ginger from the contest. Might have just had the wind taken right out of him. There's the bounce. Which way is it going to go? It's going to go the way of the North East Bushies, and Hodges being taken down from behind. Caleb Russell sent him packing. Backs it up with a good kick to Archer Kirchen. Just the required journey. 15.3 metres, I reckon that was, finding Frost. Had a bucket full of the footy in the first. Haven't seen too much of him since. Here's Maxie Hewitt, much to the applause of the crowd in attendance. The Maxie Hewitt fan club beneath us. Oh, that would have been an almighty mark there from Demish. (31 plays 15). Nice work in the ruck contest. Clearing kick from Whitehead, not with too much thought, just had to get it out of trouble. Russell with his head over the footy, pushing the back, high contact, pick your poison. Either way, it's a free kick going to Goulburn. 6 minutes 40 left here in the third. Weaving around traffic nicely is Parker Whitehead. That's his second consecutive rebound, but this time a little bit more to the advantage of his teammate, in which is Xander Parker, who's being wrapped up. So the pressure from Goulburn, getting these free kicks, these chase down tackles. We saw yesterday against Bendigo, that's what kept them in the contest. It was about this stage when Bendigo started to kick away, so Goulburn feels like they need a goal to really bring it back in. But yet again, it's those kicks towards that 40 to 60 metre region. As McKenna intercepted. So Kirchen with another disposal there towards high half forward. Building and pressing Goulburn. Same old story. Just those kicks. Need some deep entries. some big lads in defence just lurking around that half-back region, and it's going to come back to same spot. So it's nearly been a mirror image play for the past 2 or 3 minutes, just bouncing around these. Oh, wow. It's happened again. So Barker Whitehead takes the mark. Who wants it, lads? Come on. Here we go. Goulburn just bursting through. Doing himself. He'll pass it off. Sliding and marking. The number 17, Lloyd Akers. He's had a couple opportunities throughout the afternoon. We've only got the 2 goals. They've both come off the boot of Lennox Mellington. And Lloyd Akers and the Shepparton Swans can bring this to a 10-point margin with not long left in the third. As I said, he's had a few opportunities. Can he finally convert one? He's hit the post again. That's his second poster. So both teams with opportunities here in this third, mainly for Goulburn. Feels like they've had majority of the play in their forward half of the ground. 3-5-23 to 139 was the score at half-time. It's now 31-16. So both teams have been able to score a goal, but it feels like Goulburn has been the better side in the third. They just haven't got the scoreboard reward. Touch under 4 minutes left till the three-quarter time siren. I reckon both hands got a ruck on it. They should be able to get the clearance. Well done. Bursting through was Twitt. And they've just left the footy behind. Belted forward from McKenna. He's had a lot of the footy off half-back here in this third term. He wanted it more than anyone there, did Gibson. Just spilling the mark. It was a tough one to read going back with the flight. Now he's got a lot to contend with. Happy to take the stoppage. Smart footy there from Kobe Freer. Knew he didn't have prior. Too many times you see players, even at senior level, crack under pressure in those moments and slip it out. He knew that there was about 3 white Guernseys around it. Much better to take the stoppage, and even if the free kick is awarded, you can set up behind the ball. There's another crunching contest between these two sides. Right in front of us here at Mars Stadium. Right in front of the coaches on the interchange and the bustling fans in attendance this afternoon. We've got another match coming at you next as well. That'll be the Divi 1. Oh, how's the scoop up on ground level? Just couldn't quite finish off the job. It was Kobe Freer with that wonderful play, but bursting off half-back will be Edwards. Haven't had an inside forward 50 in some time, but every time they go down there, they get a goal. Harvey Gosling. Within a blink of an eye, they've just ripped away all of the momentum that Goulburn was building. Harvey Gosling into the goal square. But really, that goal, you can attest to Oscar Edwards, the number 40 there, who's been awe-inspiring in this third term. He's taken a few interceptions, and on that occasion, he just bursted through. And that can be the kind of goal that can really slump the shoulders of a side. And again, in red time, conceding goals. Jet Smith finding Nate Mellington. Caleb Russell tracking down. Was able to sidestep his opponent and continue on his merry way. 1-on-1 down the line. That was one out yet again from the NEB Bushies. Just left the footy behind though. On ground level is Brown. Thought he called for holding the ball there, but there's Brown finding Maxie Hewitt. Too much on the kick though. 40 seconds left till the three-quarter time siren. Goulburn has done a lot of good work in this third, but it's going to be maybe one last roll of the dice to try and get a major. They've got the mark. It was a good one too. Got to get a groove on. Not sure if they're quite aware of how long is left in the quarter. There's a big pack of players emerges, does hit ground level. Northern East will want to try force a stoppage. He's going to have to go through hand with Charlie Pekin, and again the quarter. The siren sounds, saving what looked to be a promising build-up. 5-7-37 plays 2-4-16 coming into this last quarter for the 2025 Beeline Cup. We'll see you after the break. 20 minutes remains in this Division 2 matchup between the NEB Bushrangers and Goulburn Murray. It's been an entertaining clash. 5-7-37. Other Northeast Bushies playing Goulburn. 2-4-16 our goal scorers for NAB. 2 to Rafferty Wiseman, 1 to Zach Horton, Josh Hunter and Harvey Gosling for Goulburn Murray. Both of their goals have come off the boot of Lennox Mellington. He's just outside the centre circle. Made the football his own there. Did Demish, but it's been turned over. Opportunity, early stages to potentially kick what could almost be a dagger. McGee's going to do the defending. Little soccer. Going to try keep this one in. Is Geordie O'Connell. Couldn't quite. For the majority of that third term, Goulburn were controlling territory and inside forward 50s. It's just been those quick little rebounds that Northeast have been able to capitalise on, and scoring goals in red time in consecutive quarters as well. It was Harvey Gosling right on the cusp of three-quarter time. Ran into an open goal square. Slammed it all the way over the roof here at Mars. So who's going to have the moment to either bring Goulburn back into it or continue to push away? Been good today as Frost. Little handball receive. Assessing the options towards half forward. Tried to pull the kick into Smith. Just wasn't quite there for him. Probably could have gone a little bit deeper. It's been their issue throughout the afternoon as their entries towards forward 50. Well done on ground level from Gibson. And Caleb Russell with the block as well. Cannot be understated. Here's Frost. Jet Smith deflected from Dustin Fisher. He's had some nice deflections. There's Fisher. And some tackles, but that one's, apologies, it was Henry Gibb. Well, Henry Gibb laid the tackle. It was Fisher that had the deflection. Back in boards. Risky kick works. So they're building here, Goulburn. How they're going to... Done it again. Just kick it in long. They just keep chipping it in towards half forward, and it's been intercepted too many times. I know you don't always just want to go for those big long bombs inside forward 50. It's not always the best option, of course, but due to the state of the game, it might be better suited considering the current trends that have been happening. Fantastic smother from Geordie O'Connell. It could be a goal-saving smother. But here is the man that's been lighting this game up, Ross. Did the unselfish thing and passed it off to the one-on-one McGee. Kept it in, took a bounce, showed some of the footy, pulled the kick in. Is it going to be a mark? He's being told to play on. There is Gibson. How was that from McGee, though? Yet again, winning the one-on-one contest. Got numbers around the footy here if they can work it out. Frost. In towards the middle. Ball to be won. Darby Hall. If there's going to be anyone to try bring him back into the contest. A bit of a fumble from Brown. Seen a few uncharacteristic mistakes from him, but he's been fantastic throughout the V-Line Cup. This is a big ball to be won. How's that? Made it look easy in the end to Caleb Russell. High pressure situation. Darby Hall. Bit of a wobbler. Good pressure applied, to be quite frank with you, on the kick. Darby Hall got the kick inside forward 50 though. Akers on ground level. Good tackle. As he pulled that off. Gabe Ireland. He was almost on the ground as he laid the tackle. Just a bit of brute strength. Just a reminder, this is under 15s footy, by the way, everyone. Hard to believe. Not just because of the skills and wonderful footy, but just some of the size of these lads. Textbook push in the back. Pushed him right on the numbers. As they bang it forward, does Lennox Mellington. Little fortuitous out the back. Speaking of fortuitous, it just bounced off the face of Dustin Fisher. Frost trying to burst away. Was able to not quite get the handball. As Ross finding McKenna. McKenna's had a stellar game off half-back. Now it's Darcy Lockhart taking the mark. He'll go for the short little 45 chipper. Finding Zach Horton is a goal scorer, the Sambo. He's an effective kicker. Playing on, might not have been called the mark initially from Gosling. Had his head ripped off. Someone's asking for holding the ball. Absolutely not. He didn't even have the footy yet before he had his head ripped off. That is the passion of the V-Line Cup. It's great to see. It's a good atmosphere here at Mars today. Get on down if you're in the area. Even if you're not, make the trip. The wonderful city of Ballarat's put on a show the last couple of years in the V-Line Cup. Do love their trains, one thing I've noticed about Ballarat. Darby Hall, 80 from home. 37 plays 16. He's got an option to the left who could have just snuck through for a little handball, but that's a much better option. Goes back in boards. Turns around straight away to see if there's anything else that he could kick to. But Archer Kirchen, in a big moment of this game, puts to the mouth guard. Away from sight. 45-degree angle, 40-metre kick. Archer Kirchen comes in to bring the Goulburn boys right back in, and it's being touched on the line. There's been countless of those throughout the day for Goulburn. He's going to have a big flight. Couldn't get the mark though, could Sam McIntosh. On ground level, Ross showing his class hit again. He'll be right up there in best on ground honours. Of course, both teams award best on ground. Pushing the back, legged. Free kick either way. It's going to be Nate Mellington. Can it stay in here? It can. He just shoved Bruton on his way. And Fraser kicked the right to Gibson, tough on a read, and the high tackle. Just under 12 minutes remaining in this game. 20 points is the margin. Again, Goulburn controlling possession and territory for the last little while. Can't capitalise in front of goals. Feels like they need one in the next couple of minutes. How has he taken that? It's Ross again. He's going to play on. Things starting to open up now. We know, and it doesn't take long for this side to make you pay. It's a beautiful switch kick from Lockhart, finding Gabe Ireland. The entry inside forward 50 was perfect, just bounced off the chest. Goulburn can clean up through Russell. Now with Brown. Yet again intercepted in that 40 to 60 metres from goal region. Parker Whitehead finding Ireland out of sight here at Mars. True centre wing, now towards high half forward. Now, but to just spill that at the last second. It's just come up for the hands of Caleb Russell. Looked like it was going to be yet another interception not to be. So all of a sudden, Northeast with a couple of repeat entries applying the pressure. Centering snap. All the boys just eyes for the footy. Throwing their bodies at it. Marino hoping for the best of that kick. It'll be coming back inside, you'd imagine, through Xander Parker. He's able to find an option. We've got to play it down. We'll have to stop play. It's from Goulburn. He's holding around the rib region. Might have just had the wind taken out of him. Looks to be in okay condition. I believe that was Kobe Freer. So if there's one player you do not want to be going on the interchange, it would be Kobe Freer, number 29 for Goulburn Murray. Spoke about some of his stats yesterday. He's been kicking goals for fun at a bag of 12 against Echuca earlier in the season. Just couldn't quite time the jump there. It was an opportunity that looked like it was going to be rewarded. A couple of repeat stoppages on the outer half-forward region here at Mars in front of the construction zone. Good day for the tradies working on the job. Get to watch a bit of football as well. See some of the future stars. Frosty just weaving his magic through traffic. Peeking over the top. Chase down. Holding the ball. Halfbackers take a bow. The Northeast have been impenetrable throughout. Ross, beautiful kick. Better spoil though from behind. It was Geordie O'Connell who's had some moments. Wasn't the bigger body in that contest, but he laid the tackle nicely. Running out of time. Every time I go to look at the scoreboard, they turn it off on me. It's back on. Just under a half of this quarter remains. Been under siege the last few minutes. That's a bit of a hospital pass. Luckily, he just missed the target anyway. Darby Hall. Down the line. Ooh, a little bit unlucky there not to be rewarded with a free kick. Needs to hold on to this mark and does so. Dustin Fisher will kick it back to where it came from. He's done enough to get the mark. Well officiated. Been good today, been good throughout the V-Line Cup, our umpires. Big thank you to all of them. It's a tough job in the current climate of the footballing world. Stripped of the footy. Excellent. I believe that was Hardy Twit, apologies, and it was. Good pressure, affecting the kick. It was Levi Brown. He's starting to insert himself in the contest here in this last quarter. What's happened here? It's just a stoppage. Saw the other umpire come in from nowhere by the whistle, so I thought something might have happened, but no, it's just going to be the throw it back up. Darby Hawk. If he can get this nice and long, they do have a player open in the hole. Dustin Fisher. Big Dusty. Those big lads in defence have been fantastic. That is a very dangerous kick. It's also a very good mark under pressure from Whitehead. Don't need to be taking too many risks at this part of the game. Dustin Fisher, who's come up trumps with 2 big interceptions in the last few minutes. Now with Dean Fraser. Geez, you could hear that. Sun starting to shine here at Mars. It was Ross. All falling to the ground, and there at the fall of the ball was Henry Gibb over the top. This could be the moment to put this game completely to bed. I mean, it's already going to be a tall ask at 20 points with under 6 minutes remaining, but if this goes through, could be all over for Goulburn. Luke Dillon, 15 years of age, 192 centimetres, if you could believe it. Oh, geez, it looked good. And then the wind. Just playing tricks with us all. Oh, fantastic. He finishes off the job as well. Kobe Thwaites. Just let the opponent run past him. Apologies, it might have been Gosling. Either way, it's a fantastic goal. That should be enough now, you would think. For the northeast border Bushies. No, he did get it right the first time. It was Thwaites. It's been an interesting game. Speaking of Thwaites, there he is, putting his head over it, feeding off the handball to Doolan. And the floodgates might start to open up here in the latter stage of this game. Big fella Gibb just lost the footy, but is that a handball? Apparently. Sending it forward, Atwood. McGee in defence. Smith there in support for the next one down the line. Doesn't have a hell of a lot to kick to. So Nate Mellington couldn't quite. Was able to show some class on ground level. Not through foot though. Out of bounds, out of side. Oscar Edwards, who's been instrumental today. All the halfbackers have. He almost marked and spoiled from behind. Ross into the pocket. McGee in the hole, just driving the mark. Bit of a hold maybe. Thought for a sec they were going to get the free kick. In the end it was picked up from Geordie O'Connell, and right place, right time for Frost. Just in the perfect spot to take that mark. Trying to burst away from the tackle, does so. Going through hand, over the top. Well done from Demish. Back to Frost. God knows how many disposals he's had this Savo. Now Levi Pirtle. Two and a half minutes remaining here for this Division 2 under-15 V-Line Cup matchup. It's been entertaining. It's ebbs and flows, and it feels like Goulburn's controlled the game for large portions of it. It's just been the ability and the efficiency off half-back, rebounding into goals. He's going to handball it to himself. He's got some pace, is Dean Fraser. One-on-one. McGee often wins him, but he brings it to ground. He's done well. McGee, yet again, winning the one-on-one. Little dinker towards Kirchin. Fraser involved again, now providing a bit of a block over the top. Kick goes. Who can run onto the football? Well done in defence from O'Connell. He's often undersized and is often winning those one-on-ones. Gibson on ground level. Almost a bit of a rugby scrum. You can hear the coaches just saying, hold it in, get the stoppage. Desperation footy there from Gibson. Dumping tackle. So it'll go back to Zaid Gibson, who can certainly hold his head high at the end of this game. He's kicked the 12 goals from his 12 games for the Shepparton Swans this year. Played more of a defensive role throughout the afternoon. I imagine most of the players will play a variety of roles throughout the V-Line Cup. Getting a little bit of space. And there was Brown. Darby Hall trying to keep it into no avail. Good pressure from Parker Whitehead. .26 points the margin. Kick inside coming from Bruton. Got a couple of good young fellas there, Bruton and Jet Smith, is Fraser. He's had a few moments the past few minutes, hasn't he? Now to Hodge through hand. Can they have one last goal before the siren sounds here? McGee with a nice tackle, but he was still able to get the handball away. Wants to feed it and does so. Geez, the snap nearly just bounced through there. It was Wiseman who could have kicked his third. But in the end, it's going to be the North East Bushrangers with the bragging rights in this matchup for the 2025 V-Line Cup. It was an entertaining game. They just couldn't quite get the efficiency inside forward 50. Could Goulburn. Their two goal scorers, well, their one goal scorer was Lennox Mellington, who had the two. Having a look for the North East Bushrangers, it was Rafferty Wiseman with two singles to Thwaites, Gosling, Hunter, and Zach Horton. Austin Kruger's my name here for the 2025 V-Line Cup. This was our Division 2 matchup. Coming at you next in about 13 minutes' time at 3 p.m. It's going to be the Division 1 matchup between these two sides, all live from Mars Stadium. Of course, there will be the post-game presentation, as is the beauty of the V-Line Cup. There'll be a best of ground awarded to a player from each side. And I tell you what, it's going to be hard to pick a best on ground, as you can hear the boys coming onto the ground now, making plenty of noise. I'm going to take a quick break before we bring you our final game of the day.
Start the presentations now. Thank you. Well done to all involved, players, coaches, umpires. It's been a great opportunity for everyone and experience to play out on an AFL State facility here in Ballarat. Firstly, I'd like to invite forward the Goulburn Murray coach Trent Bria to say a few words and announce the best of round of the Goulburn Murray team.
Thank you very much. Firstly, obviously, congratulations to all the players who took the international today. What an honour it is to get these opportunities. So, obviously, that doesn't happen without the support of V-Line, obviously, all our supporters and sponsors out there. So, well done to you guys. Thank you very much for what you do. I thought the umpires were fantastic, so thank you again. Great work. And our best player today goes to Zane Gibson.
Now I'd like to invite forward North East Water coach Nick Pellegrino to say a few words and announce his best on ground play.
Thanks to Goulburn Murray. It's always a good challenge with you guys. It's quite strange. He's actually shown some really good passions to play. To keep at it, yeah, it's a great game. Coach so there. Thanks to Ballarat and facilities. It's a great opportunity for our guys to play on a meeting like this, so we really appreciate that. The umpires did a fantastic job today. Thank you very much for that. And to our boys, well done. We've been working on a few things. We've actually carried it out really well today, so congratulations to the guys. And our best player is someone that really settled early and got us going early, and we're going to create a terrific game all day, and that's Colin Ross.
Thanks again to both teams. Good luck to North East Border who play again tomorrow, and safe travels, John Murray. Thanks very much.